poured your heart and soul into a project, working nights, getting everything just right, only to have it completely fizzle out in silence? Well, today we're going to talk about why so many brilliant projects fail. And here's a hint, it's almost never about bad code or faulty tech. It's about a communication breakdown. So let's dive into how to build a plan that makes sure all your hard work gets the spotlight it actually deserves. You know, here's a hard truth, and it might sting a little. A brilliant idea that nobody understands is, well, a brilliant idea that's doomed to fail. This isn't just about playing politics, it's about basic project survival. And that brings us here, to the project graveyard. This is the final resting place for all those fantastic ideas that just withered away in silence. Spooky, right? I mean, you know that feeling, don't you? You're putting in all the hours, you're hitting your milestones, but it feels like you're totally invisible. The key decision makers, they're completely oblivious. And sometimes even your own team seems a little out of the loop. It is such a lonely and incredibly frustrating place to be. And this, right here, this is the core of the problem. We get so laser-focused on the what, the technical stuff, the code, the hardware, that we completely forget about the who and the why. When a project is running in a silo, it's starving for the oxygen it needs to survive. Awareness, resources, and, most importantly, buy-in. Make no mistake, silence is the real project killer. So how do we escape this project graveyard? Well, we stop hoping for the best and start using a real strategy. Things like Lean Six Sigma give us a playbook, a roadmap to follow. It's time to stop just winging it and start actually planning our communication. So what even is a communication plan? Look, it's way more than just sending a few emails here and there. Think of it as a formal, documented strategy that keeps everyone, from the CEO down to the people on the front lines, on the exact same page. This really turns communication from a fuzzy art into a concrete science. It's like a checklist that forces you to answer the critical questions. Who are we talking to? What do they actually care about? How often do they need to hear from us? What's the best way to reach them? An email, a meeting? And who's responsible for sending the message? Answering these 5 questions gives you an incredible amount of control and ensures everyone is aligned. Okay, first things first, you have to know your audience. A one-size-fits-all message is an absolute recipe for disaster. It's kind of like trying to open every single door in a building with the exact same key. It's just not going to work. And this is the tool that gives you that master set of keys. It's called the Stakeholder Analysis Grid. What we do is we map out everyone involved in the project on 2 really simple axes: their level of power or influence and their level of interest in the project's success. Seriously, this simple little grid changes everything. Let's start in the top right quadrant, high power, high interest. These are your absolute key players, your sponsors, your biggest champions. You've got to keep them close with things like one-on-one meetings and direct, frequent updates. Their support can literally make or break your entire project. Now, top left, high power, but low interest. You can think of these as the busy executives, the department heads. Your job here is to keep them satisfied. Give them the big picture headlines, not the whole newspaper. Keep it concise, keep them happy, but don't you dare overwhelm them with details they don't need. Bottom right, low power, but high interest. Now, do not underestimate this group. They are your eyes and ears on the ground. They're often the ones who will actually use your solution. Keep them in the loop, value their feedback, and they will become your most passionate supporters. And finally, the bottom left, low power, low interest. For this group, a simple newsletter or a quick update in a general team meeting is probably all they need. The key here is to just monitor them, keep an eye on them, and make sure they stay in this box. All right, now that you know who you're talking to, it's time to set the tempo. A predictable rhythm builds so much trust. And why is that? It's because silence breeds anxiety. When people don't hear from you, their brains start filling in the blanks. And trust me, they usually assume the absolute worst. A steady cadence prevents all of that drama. So you create a steady drumbeat of communication. Daily stand-ups for the core team, weekly progress emails for managers, maybe bi-weekly syncs for your key stakeholders. This kind of rhythm just eliminates uncertainty and keeps everyone perfectly in sync. It's your best defense against rumors and your best tool for building real momentum. Okay, finally, let's talk about the other side of the coin, listening. Communication isn't just about what you say, it's about what you hear back. And this is especially true when what you're hearing is resistance. Let's be real. Change is scary for most people. When employees hear words like improvements or efficiency, they often translate that to, my job is at risk. And ignoring that fear is like ignoring a ticking time bomb right in the middle of your project. This simple formula from Lean Six Sigma, it is a total game changer. Effectiveness equals quality times acceptance. Think about it. You can have the most technically perfect, brilliant solution in the world. That's your cue for quality. But if nobody buys into it, if nobody wants to use it, that's the A for acceptance, then what's your project's effectiveness? It's zero. A big fat zero. So the crucial takeaway here is to shift from one-way broadcasts to genuine two-way conversations. You have to stop just telling people what's happening. You need to start asking them things like, how is this going to affect your day-to-day work? What are your biggest concerns? This kind of proactive listening doesn't just reduce resistance, it actually turns potential opponents into collaborators. It's how you build the buy-in you need for that critical A in the equation. So after all that, what's the big takeaway? What's the one thing you need to remember? A communication plan isn't just more paperwork to fill out. It is your project's strategic lifeline. It's the bridge that connects your brilliant idea to the real world, to real people. And without that bridge, your project is just a ship, lost at sea, with no hope of ever reaching shore. So you've built the road, and you're telling everyone about it. But what about the landmines hidden just beneath the surface? In our next explainer, we're going to teach you how to see them before they see you. We are diving deep into the world of risk assessment. You are not going to want to miss it.